Hello students, today we will discuss about the animal or the human nutrition, and that is very important chapter with respect to your paper 1, paper 2, and in clinical knowledge it is very effective chapter. So let's grab it and understand it from every nook. So the need for the food. So actually all organisms need food to live, to move, and to make them energized. So in the need of food, actually all living organisms need food. An important difference between plants and animals is that green plants can make food in their leaves, but animals to take it in the ready-made. So that's the reason plants are called as the autotrophs or the producers, but the animals are known as the heterotrophs. Actually, heterotroph means those organisms which are unable to produce their food, so they use the ready-made food of the plants. So ready-made by eating plants or the bodies of the other animals. In all the plants and animals, food is used as follows. So a lot of factors that are required. So first of all, for growth, it provides the substances, especially the carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, for making a new cells and tissues and for the cell growth. So it is very mandatory for us to take food daily. So as a source of energy for the ATP production, it is very mandatory. Energy is required for the chemical reactions that take place in the living organisms to keep them alive. Actually, all the chemical reaction taking place in the body are called as the metabolism. When food is broken down during respiration, the energy from the food is used for chemical reactions such as building complex molecule. Actually, the term respiration is actually here is the cellular respiration, in which ATP are being produced, and that is the opposite equation from the photosynthesis. So it is not the normal respiration, that is the gases exchange, but it is a energy forming respiration, or simply known as the cellular respiration. In animal, the energy is also used for the activities such as movement, heartbeat, nerve impulses, blinking of eyes, and a lot of other functions. Mammals and birds use energy to maintain their body temperature. Especially the warm-blooded organisms need energy to maintain their body temperature. So the next use of the energy, or we can say food, is for the replacement of worn and the damaged tissue. Actually, it is just like the replacement and the maintenance of the worn and the damaged part. To repair, we need energy to repair our cells, our tissues, our organs, our skin. So we need food. The substances provided by food are needed to replace the millions of our red blood cells that break down each day, to replace the skin that is worn away, and to repair the wounds. So it is very important concept regarding the use of food. So the next topic is very, very, very important. Actually, here we are going to read or study the balanced diet. Actually, the diet that contains all the necessary elements for growth, for maintenance, for movement, and all the other activities of the organisms, that contains all the necessary components. It's called the balanced diet. So actually the word mean balanced mean the equilibrium, the maintained. Balanced diet must contain enough carbs, fats, proteins, vitamins, and minerals, fibers, etc. So not only carbs, proteins, and fats are required for plants and animals, but minerals, vitamins, fibers are also mandatory to survive. although they are required in the trace amounts, but they are very necessary for plants and animals to grow, to live, to feel them energetic. It must also contain enough protein of the right kind to provide the essential amino acids to make new cells and tissues for growth or repair. The diet must also contain vitamins and mineral salts, plant fibers, and water. So, this is the food that contain all the necessary components. So here we are going to study the energy requirements. These are the same as we have studied. So I am just going the 3 points: to keep our internal body process working, like heartbeat, breathing action, blinking of eyes, and lot of other functions; to keep our body temperature maintained, and to meet the needs of work and their activities. So actually these are the just activities and that are required for the maintenance of the normal body functioning. And so here we are just going to vegetarian and vegan diets. So the people that eat only the vegetables, of course they will face the deficiency of a lot of other substances or the elements that are present in the meat, in the other dairy products, or the other meat and the fish meat, or the chicken or the beef or the lamb meat. So vegetarian and as well as non-vegetarian foods are mandatory to compensate or to fulfill the requirement of our body. So here we are just studying the special needs that are required at specific time intervals, not throughout the life but at specific time. So the pregnancy, pregnant woman who is already receiving an adequate diet needs no extra food. Her body's metabolism will adapt to demands of the growing baby, although the demand for energy protein does increase. If her diet is deficient in protein, calcium, iron, vitamin D, or folic acid, she will need to increase her intake of these substances to meet the needs of the baby. So, the only need is protein, calcium, iron, vitamin D, folic acid. The baby needs protein for making its tissues, calcium and vitamin D for bone formation, and iron for red blood cell or the hemoglobin in the RBC's formation. So, in the lactation, actually, the lactation is production of breast milk for the feeding of the baby. The production of milk rich in protein and minerals makes large demand on the mother's resources. If her diet is already adequate, her metabolism will adjust to these demands. Otherwise, she may need to increase her intake of protein, vitamins, and calcium to produce milk of adequate quality and quantity. So, growing children and the growing children also need the extra amount of all the nutrients because their body is being increased or they're developing. So they need extra amount of fats, carbs, proteins, vitamins, minerals, a lot of things than the normal person. So the malnutrition, actually the word mal is the for the abnormal and for the not good. Malnutrition is often taken to mean simply not getting enough food, but it has a much wider meaning than this, including getting too much food, or the wrong sort of food, or the unhygienic food. A lot of other things may be added into this term. If the total intake of food is not sufficient to meet the body's need for energy, the body tissues themselves are broken down to provide the energy to stay alive. This leads to the loss of weight, muscle wastage, weakness, and ultimately starvation. So the extreme slimming diets, such as those that avoid the carbohydrate food, can result in the disease anorexia nervosa. So the same term that is used, the people that does not consume the enough food because they have fear to become obese. So they are actually the victims of the disease called the anorexia nervosa. So a lot of other diseases may also occur, like the coronary heart diseases can occur when the diet contains too much fat. Deposit of the fatty acids build up in the arteries, reducing the diameter of these blood vessels includes the coronary arteries. It will cause the ultimately angina or the chest pain especially when we are climbing the stairs or when we are doing the strenuous exercise. And it may also lead to the myocardial infarction, or simply known as a heart attack. So a lot of other diseases such as the vitamin D deficiency causes the scurvy, vitamin D deficiency causes the rickets, so the vitamin A deficiency causes the night blindness, and a lot of other diseases. So we have to take all the food required for our body. Causes of malnutrition can be famine due to drought, or the flood, or the soil erosion, wars, too little land for too many people, ignorance of proper dietary needs, poverty. Malnourished people are often poor and cannot afford to buy enough nutritious food. So this was all about our today's lecture. In the next lecture, we will discuss about the Western diets, refined sugar, fats, so all the other required diets. Thank you. Please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for further notifications, so that you may get my videos, educational videos, and the biology videos to enhance your biology concepts and clinical knowledge. Thank you.